Adventures.
Hey guys, Chuke here from Chuke's Outdoor Adventures. Well, thank you to all the viewers who have been sending me emails and messages and logging on to my website and sending me these articles since last Friday when I had that last video, or actually the last couple weeks because I've been out camping and hunting. There's been a lot of attacks. I can't even keep up with all the bear attacks that have been happening, but several people sent me in this bear attack from Canada, and I thought it was a great story. Now, I'm surprised I don't get more stories from Canada. All the stories I get are from here in Alaska, and then Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, hardly any from Canada. I kind of feel like they suppressed the stories there, but this one made national news. This was on the Independent, and it was entitled, "Woman Uses Bear Spray to Save Husband's Life in Canada Grizzly Attack." Officials say the grizzly attack was defensive in nature. So a woman used bear spray to save her husband's life on a Canadian trail. On Saturday, the couple was e-biking along Kootenay River, where they encountered two grizzly bears, according to the British Columbia's Conservation Officer Service. So this was in British Columbia. The woman had heard her husband scream and then saw a grizzly bear running at her. Terrifying. She used bear spray and then noticed a second grizzly bear attacking her husband. She again used bear spray and both bears ran off, the Conservation Officer's Service wrote on a Facebook post last Sunday. The man was left with significant injuries and taken to a hospital for surgery, according to officials. Officials swept the area twice, but no bears were seen. 3 major trails in the area were closed off and traps were set. Gee, I wonder what kind of traps those were. In a follow-up post Monday, the Conservation Officer Service found the grizzly bear attack was defensive in nature. They said the couple likely startled the two bears in a surprise encounter on a corner of the trail, which is bordered by thick brush. Officials found no evidence the bears were stalking or hunting the couple, leading officials to choose not to capture or dispatch the bears. And that's fair. A lot of times you'll startle a bear, they'll get territorial or angry, and they'll just attack. So yeah, it didn't look like they were stalking them. The trails remain closed as a precautionary measure at the time of the follow-up post. These people were well prepared. They had bear spray, had it readily accessible, and knew how to use it, Conservation Officer Service Inspector Dave Webster said in the follow-up post. "We'd like to recognize these actions and encourage anyone hiking, biking, or recreating in bear country to take similar precautions." The National Park Service says bear attacks are rare. I disagree with that. All my videos show that they're not, but warns to take precautions by distancing yourself from animals. So it's defensive in nature. If you're attacked by a grizzly bear, the service says to play dead. They've been saying that for years. Sometimes people say it's not a good idea. Lay flat on your stomach with your hands clasped behind your neck. Spread your legs to make it harder for the bear to turn you over, the service writes on its website. That could be a good idea because I know there's one story I talked about where the grizzly sow was attacking this guy and she flipped him over, turned her mouth sideways and bit his face off. I mean, she wanted to bite his face off, so she flipped him over. So yeah, spread your legs and try not to let it flip you over if you're in that. Hopefully you never get into that type of encounter, but people may be surprised that I am covering this story because a lot of my videos are like, oh, bear spray doesn't work, bear spray versus firearms. And believe it or not, I do like bear spray. Here I am, double cheeked up on a Friday, ready to clap. I've actually owned 2 cans of bear spray, and I think it's great. I always tell the story about my uncle on a trail. Oh, flagging myself again with the bear spray. Black bear was just kind of walking at him on this trail, coming straight at him, wasn't turning off. So he, undid the safety on his bear spray, and he just let out a big cloud about, 20 feet away, and the bear sniffed it and just ran off. Now, there have been other times where bears were attacking, bear spray was deployed, and the bear blew right through the cloud and killed the person and ate them. A black bear did that 6 years ago up here at installation that some biologists were at working for this mine. a black bear did that. There's been some other stories up here and in Montana where bear spray was deployed and the wind came up and the cloud blew into the hunter's face and, you know, kind of temporarily incapacitated them. Luckily, they had firearms to dispatch the bear. Now, a firearm, in my mind, with all the studies that I have looked over, just look at ammoland.com, all the research Dean Weingarten has done. He's got a database, firearms, even pistols, especially pistols, because that's what was in his database, have been a better deterrent and have saved more lives than bear spray. Now, bear spray is great, and you should have both. You should have bear spray and a firearm. What makes me mad is a lot of the media and these agencies will just say bear spray only take bear spray, when you're not getting the full information that this has failed many a time, where firearms, even though they have failed some of the time, have proven to be more effective than bear spray. But like I said, take both. Have this on your belt and a firearm. Now, a lot of times I like a 10mm, got a just-in-case outdoorsman leather chest holster here with a 1911. This is a Dan Wesson Razorback, chambered in 10mm. I've got 10 shots out of this. Not bad, not as good as an XDM or a Glock. As far as capacity, it just fits my hand better. I shoot it a lot more accurate than I do some of those striker fire ones. So that's the 10mm, very popular here in Alaska. Tons of people make chest holsters for them. They're so popular up here. A lot of good ammo, buffalo bore and underwood, the hard cast, the extreme penetrators, the solid copper, the dangerous game, all of that is good. However, a 10mm is underpowered compared to a big bore revolver. Now, this is the Ruger Toklat in 454 Casull, and even Chuck from Alaska Ballistics says this is probably the top rated bear protection revolver for, you know, brown bear country, grizzly bear country that you can get, because it's fairly lightweight. It's got a 5-inch barrel, so you're going to get good velocity out of it, and the recoil is not bad. It's a little more than a 44 Magnum, but it's not punishing like some of the huge ones, like a 460 or something. And, you know, I'm shooting 400 grain hard cast out of here and getting, you know, over 1,300 foot-pounds of energy, way over than that. So this thing will stop a bear, and many people have used 454 Casull against a bear. The problem with this sometimes is you got to be a good shot. If a bear is charging, sometimes you may only have a few seconds. You got time for one shot. So you're not going to get all the follow-up shots that you will with a semi-auto that has less recoil. Now, the balance in between those two that I have found is what is called the 460 Roland cartridge. Now, you can get Glock kits, you can get 1911s chambered in 460 Roland. This happens to be an FNX 45 Tactical that was sent into the 460 Roland shop. It's got the muzzle brake, the barrel, the mag springs, the recoil springs. This shoots hard cast, and I'm getting over 900 foot-pounds of energy with my buffalo bore hard cast, and it's semi-auto. Recoil isn't bad because of the brake, and I've got 13 rounds at my disposal. So I tend to think this is the perfect pistol for bear country. Some people will disagree with me. If you can handle a revolver and shoot it really fast, this may be better because this is way more powerful. But anyways, that is my spiel. Take bear spray and a firearm when you are in bear country, if you can. I'm glad these people survived. The lady was a fast thinker, and bear spray can work. It's just sometimes it fails, whereas a firearm will have more of a chance of stopping that bear. So let me know what you guys think. It's Chuke, your friend in the field.
My name is Chuke. I like to trade my guns just for fun, but now I have none. Oh, look, get shot by a bear, but I don't care. I got a 10mm. Chuke's Outdoor Adventures. Watch you all die every time.